Welcome to East by West Farms, where we grow what we eat and we eat what we grow. Today I'm going to harvest fertilizer for the garden. This is our pond after 2 weeks of Texas summer heat, and it hasn't been raining for a while, and it's probably not going to rain for a few weeks. The pond is all dried up and you see the soil starts cracking. We have a rich layer of duck droppings, which means we have fertilizer. So today I'm going to harvest the top of the layer of the pond and use it as fertilizer in the garden. The soil we have in our farm is called Houston black clay, which is clay. It's heavy clay that has a large expansion contraction factor. So if you want to build a gigantic mansion like most people want to do that move to the countryside, that is not the place to settle. To grow, plants need three things: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK. Houston black clay is known to be rich in phosphorus and potassium, and the only thing that's missing is nitrogen. We did a soil test, that's exactly what came out of the soil test. So for our garden, it is important that we add nitrogen. Now we could buy fertilizer. We want to avoid using chemicals in our farm as much as possible. Poultry poop is rich in nitrogen. So we have this huge resource, we have those tremendous resources in the pond right here, and it's ours to harvest. So I've been waiting for the pond to dry up so that I can scrape off the surface of the pond and use it as nitrogen fertilizer. The top layer of the soil really is easy to pull off. And the only thing I need to do is take a shovel and get underneath the top surface and pull off the layer of nitrogen fertilizer embedded in a layer of clay that pops off beautifully. If I wait a little bit longer, the bottom layer becomes dry also, and it gets a lot harder to pop it off, but right now is the perfect time to do that. Nitrogen mining with a shovel. Well, I thought I was gonna be done early in the morning, have lunch, and then do something else, but here I am, about halfway done of scraping off the nitrogen from the top of the pond, and I probably have another, I don't know, few hours to go. Some of the part where the pond is a bit deeper is still a little bit more wet, so this took me a lot longer, so I'll wait a bit until this dries up more. I'll continue mining nitrogen, and hopefully with some luck I'm gonna be done by the end of the day. So I scraped most of the nitrogen off and left 2 spots. I started digging the pond deeper at these 2 spots. That spot over there is about 2 feet deep. That spot here is about 4 feet deep. And it's very amazing what happened with these 2 spots. The water collected down there, and the Houston black clay, when it's wet, becomes very sticky. It's almost like molasses. It sticks to the shovel. It becomes extremely difficult to work. So I leave this here, let it dry out for another 2-3 weeks, and then scrape the nitrogen off from this area and from that area. And then after that, I'll start digging into the pond to deepen it, because we want to make sure we want to have water all year round in here. So I figure I need to get at least 6-8 feet deep to keep the water in the pond. And here it is, the result of 1 day of mining operation, our nitrogen infused clay. I showed you a very simple method of saving money. If you have a pond, if you have poultry and the pond dries out in summer, it's easy to scrape out the nitrogen in the pond. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you want to follow our adventure in farming, click the subscribe button and we notify you every time we publish a new video.